Welcome, Cookie Captains. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to do introductions really quick, and then we'll dive right into the training. My name is Wendy Dahl. I'm the director of the product program here at GSWise, and I'm going to turn my computer really quick.
My name is Dominique, and I will be on for the season to help offer support, and then just know that I'm a person of contact if you have any questions or concerns throughout your season.
Thank you. Sarah, can you jump in real quick?
Sure can. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sarah Reeder. I'm the Senior Director of Strategic Initiatives and Special Projects with the Council, which really just means I get to help support the product program team in all things cookie. So just another resource that you have within the Council. I will pass it off to Kathy in just 1 second. She can introduce herself. I will be running the tech this evening. So just if you have questions at any time, we would ask that you put them into the chat box. And then if there's any questions that we need to elevate, we'll share those out. There's just a lot of people on the call, and we want to try to make sure we keep the training succinct. So we would ask that you stay muted through most of the call. At the end, we will have time if there are questions you want to ask verbally that we can then unmute at that point in time. Otherwise, Kathy, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Kathy Hernandez. I am the product program coordinator at GSWise and based out of the Milwaukee Service Center.
Awesome. Hey, Sarah, can you launch the poll? Awesome. We just want to get a read of the room. How many of you are first timers versus not first timers so that I know who I'm talking to? So if you can just take 1 second and enter in your answers. Oh, look at that. Oh, everybody answered. Awesome. The majority, 85% of you are first-time cookie captains. And you know what's funny? Before we started this, I said, I'm going to guess that 85% of them are going to be first-timers. So I was right. Awesome. Well, welcome aboard. And we're going to do this training very high level. There's a lot of information about cookies. It's not confusing, but it's just a lot. And we don't want to overwhelm you. Can I have the next screen, please? There are lots of ways to get help through this cookie season. Number one, customer care. There's a customer care team here at GSWise. If you call during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, the customer care team will answer. They are well-versed in cookies. If they don't know the answer, it comes to the cookie team. You've just met the 4 of us, so we are always here to help you. Customer care at gswise.org. That's an email that comes to the customer care team. That's the same thing. We do check that on nights and weekends, not constantly, but we try to get you an answer as quickly as we can. Number 2, we send out an email every Monday, or this week it went out on Tuesday because of the holiday, called the Cookie Connection email. That goes to all leaders and all cookie captains with everything that you need to know for that week. So like this week is, hey, don't forget, we have a virtual training. Don't forget. Just so that you know, we will include little bite-sized training videos in the trainings as you get closer. For example, the week of February 15th, when your initial order is due, there's going to be a little 1-minute tutorial showing you how to go into ABC Smart Cookies and put the order in and how to do that all. We're not going to get into all of that today because it would go in one ear and go right out the other. So we just give it to you when you need it. So make sure you watch for those emails. Number 3, we have a Rallyhood. If you have not joined yet, now is the time. If you've picked up your selling materials already, the link to join Rallyhood is in there. If you've been getting our Cookie Connection emails, the link is in there. Everything that you got with your selling materials is in Rallyhood, and we are putting messages in there and updates all the time. So if you can join Rallyhood, there is a Cookie Captain Rally within Rallyhood that'll give you everything you need. There's also a parent rally for Rallyhood that if you have a Girl Scout and Girl Scout that's also selling, you could be in both, but the information for the cookie captains will be kept right there. And then lastly, we are adding on this year Monday office hours. And what that means is if you just want to talk to one of us live on Mondays, I can't remember what time it said, anybody, 6 o'clock? Thank you. 6 o'clock. We will put that in the Cookie Connection. You can just jump in if you have a question or if you just want to come in and listen to what other people's questions are. But it's just a kind of a good way to let's see if I'm on the right track. Next slide, please. This is what Rallyhood looks like. So when you log in, that Troop Cookie Captain GSYs, this is the rally. If you'll notice the message wall, we try to put a message up there every kind of couple days, like, hey, if you forgot to pick up your materials, here's what you do. Resources, everything that you picked up is in that resource thing. So if you need an extra family guide for one of your girls, you can go into there. The links are just links to ABC Smart Cookies and all of that kind of stuff. And then as we get into the sale, if you guys are doing cookie booths and like have fun photos and stuff, we are asking people to add to the gallery so that we can all kind of get to see each other through Rallyhood. Next slide, please. So we are getting started. Did you know that there are 2 different bakers that make Girl Scout cookies? I would assume most people know that, but probably not, maybe not. There, our council goes with ABC Bakers, which is located in North Sioux City, South Dakota. And the reason there are two different bakers, and that's why there are different named cookies in some of the other parts of the country. So if you've ever seen a shortbread in the other part of the country and it was called a trefoil, it's because the other baker made that cookie. They have to make the same 5 and then they can make the 3 extra, whatever they want. So I just thought these are some kind of fun facts of putting on there, like a 1,500,000 pounds of caramel is used to make their caramel delights. Kathy and I got the opportunity to tour the bakery, and it's fascinating and fabulous, and it's huge, and it's very, very interesting. But just so you know, there's 2 different bakers. Next slide. So as I mentioned, the other baker has always called their shortbread a trefoil. They are changing, ABC is changing the name of our shortbread to now be called a trefoil. So the whole country will now be called trefoils. So it avoids the confusion with the other bakeries. When you picked up your cookie selling materials, you should have received 1 box of the shortbread. And if you were a new seller, you should have gotten a box of 1 of everything. But make sure to educate the girls and the parents on the name change and have everybody try it. Next slide, please. The top 8 cookies are what we call like the normal 8 cookies. Cookies all sell for $5 per package. We also sell a gluten-free cookie, which is a caramel chocolate chip cookie. Just so you know, it's gluten-free. Don't think of your mom's caramel chocolate chip because it doesn't quite taste that good. It's just a gluten-free caramel chocolate chip. If new troops did not get a chance to order it, we take pre-orders for that in October. If you didn't order it, the council has ordered about 200 extra cases. It's optional to sell. My suggestion is only sell it if you have a customer that's asking, do you have a gluten-free cookie that I can have? Just kind of keep a tally of what you need. You can come into the council. You can't even order it because we only have, it's a while supplies last. Just so you understand, the ABC Bakery doesn't make the gluten-free cookies because they're not a gluten-free facility. So they're made by a smaller bakery and they can't keep up with the demand. So we ordered them in October and then we have what we have. So we probably won't run out, but it just you don't come in here thinking you're going to get 20 cases, but you can come in and get what customers want. And then lastly, next slide, is a new cookie that you may have seen in the media. It's already been on TV a couple times. I've heard it on the radio. People are talking. It's called the Raspberry Rally. Both bakeries are introducing this Raspberry Rally. So it's out there and all councils will be selling it. The big difference with this cookie is it's online for direct ship only. Kathy's going to get into what direct ship means versus the girl delivery, but online for direct ship only. So what that means to you though is the council is not going to have those cookies. So you can't come in and pick up these cookies to sell to your customers. The only way a customer can get this cookie is if they go online, order it and pay for it online, and then there's shipping charges. And I'll real quickly explain the shipping charges. Shipping for 1 to 8 packages costs $15, which is, I know, a little bit crazy. From 9 to 12 packages, the council subsidizes half of the shipping cost. So then it goes down to $7.50. So if you have a customer that wants just 1 Raspberry Rally, talk them into ordering 9 and they can mix up the varieties. It doesn't have to be 9 of the same. But if you order 9 to 12, $7.50 for shipping is actually a very realistic, and actually it might even be cheaper than if you were to mail them yourselves. So I just want to make sure customers understand that if they want it, they really should order more so that they don't get stuck with that huge shipping bill. So Raspberry Rally is online only, and it's a good way to get the girls to introduce to online selling. My suggestion is don't be promoting it. You can of course take orders for it because you can't get it. The customer has to get it on their own. And Kathy will go through it. They can buy it either through a girl or through a troop. Your troop will get credit for selling them, but you just won't ever physically deliver them. Okay, Sarah, are we doing okay with questions?
Yep, we're doing good, Wendy.
Awesome. Let's go to the next slide. And I'm going to pass it over to Kathy.
All right, so there are several different ways for girls to participate in the cookie product program. There's, of course, what everybody is, I'm sure, accustomed to, and it has been for the longest Girl Scout time, the Girl Scout tradition, where you go door to door. It's not quite as popular as it used to be. I hear always, oh, you know, my grandmother talked about her going door to door, and you know, my mom, and so we don't do that anymore. And you know, it's really a comfort level for people, but it is still an option. Believe it or not, we get numerous calls and emails throughout the year for people saying, I don't see any Girl Scouts at my door. Why don't they ever come to my door? So it is something not quite as popular as it used to be, but something that definitely can still be done. You can get that order card that's in your hands and go to door to the people in your community and take orders. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that's not something you have to do, but it is appreciated by folks in your community. And then next, you can do online selling, which Wendy just talked about. So there's an option for you to create an online account. So when the girls get their link, just before February 1st, there'll be a link from ABC that says, hey, Girl Scout, click here and set up your online account and start your campaign online. I highly encourage the online participation. One, because it's a great way for girls to reach folks, of course, out of state. I know most of us have family that are out of state. So you can get to those family and those folks out of state, but then also it's just that entrepreneur piece online that they don't get with having that order card in their hands. And we all know that often the order card isn't used as much as by the girl as doing it online. So I encourage the girl to go online with the parents' permission, of course, and set up the online account. And then also, I'm just going to throw in, there's going to be a raffle for Daisy the Dolphin that will be coming up on February 6th. And the girls will have to create their online account. That's all they have to do, but they have to create an online account and they will automatically be entered for that. So I just wanted to plug that quickly. And then, of course, there's something called Cookie Booths where you see them out at the grocery stores. Next slide. I'm sorry, I have a little message right in my window where I'm reading. So the online selling options for girls, of course, you can send e-cards. It's very similar. This is what you see below. An e-card is very similar to any kind of the online cards that you would sell. I'm sorry, any online cards that you would send online to people. You can also do a social media link. And I always want to make sure that everybody understands there's a very big difference between sending e-cards and sending or posting your link online. When you're sending an e-card, it requires you to have the customer's email address. So with this option, they're going to get the option when you send that e-card. Let's say I'm.
Can you get forward? Can you get forward? Thanks.
I'm sorry, got distracted for a sec. So when you're sending e-cards, you'll have to have that person's email address to send that e-card. The good thing for this option is that when you're sending the email, I'm sorry, I'm having quite the distraction here in my house at the moment. When we are sending the e-cards to our customers with the email address, we know that you know them because you have their email address. So you're going to, the customer that gets that invite is going to be able to either have the girl delivered online option or the direct shipped option. So that, because you know you have their email address, we're thinking, yes, you already know this person because you have their email address. It's a little more personal. So they'll get both options to both have girl delivered or direct shipped. Social media link is very different. that is an option that we know when you post it on social media, it can go far reaching for very long periods, can reach many different people. And so there'll be an option for you to have a girl delivered or direct ship. On that option, be very careful, because we have had in the past, people have posted that social media link online and they have not removed the girl delivered, and they'll have, family in Florida or family in California say, hey, I want your girl to deliver cookies to me. So I just want you to make sure that you understand that option. The sending the e-cards will automatically give you both options, girl deliver, direct ship. When you're doing the social media link, be careful to make sure that if you are sending that out and you're not sure who's going to get it, make sure it's just direct ship. And then also to keep everybody safe and keep the girls secure, you'll want most likely to do on the social media portion, when you do that, you'll want to make sure and just do direct ship, because we don't obviously know who's getting that link. It's for the safety of you and the girls involved that you just do direct ship. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand those two differences. And then also there'll be a QR code. Each girl will have their own QR code that they can print out and they can put on door hangers or in business cards. And they can just, anybody who wants cookies can, of course, take a picture and use that QR code, and they can order cookies directly from that girl, from her account, and she'll get credit for the cookies, and the troops will earn proceeds for those as well. And then of course, customers can pay online and there's no fee to troops. So when customers are ordering online, if it's let's say a girl delivered, which I do for all the invitations I get to purchase cookies, I purchase everything online. I don't want to deal with the money, and I don't want to have to think about it later on. And then it's helpful for the parents and troops too. So when you send out that e-card, you're eliminating all of that chasing for the money, chasing for those other things. You have the order is there, it's online, you have the payment. The only thing you have to do is deliver the cookies if it's a girl delivery. So there's a lot of great options in there for you. If you have additional questions on that afterwards, just let us know and we can dig more into that. Next slide. All right, so ABC Smart Cookies is the platform where you will be, of course, entering in all of the girls' orders. That's where everything related to the Troop account will live. And you're going to get an email for that just before February 1st of how to log in. But right now, the only thing I want to tell you is that abcsmartcookies.com is live. That is a live site all year long. I would recommend that you go into abcsmartcookies.com and click on the safety and training. If you can see, we have that circled. There's a wealth of information on there about not only participating safely, but there's a wealth of knowledge regarding trainings from ABC's, the trainings and tutorials for when you're in the ABC Smart Cookie systems, to having, meetings with the troops and having meetings with the parents, and how to have and do activities with the girls before the sale begins. So I highly recommend going to abcsmartcookies.com and clicking safety and training. And then lastly, I wanted to point out over in the right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a couple of different icons: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Flickr. Those are also live 365 for the entire year. So you can click on any one of those icons. Flickr especially is fun because it has a ton of social media information and different activities and clip art and even Zoom backgrounds. So I highly recommend, if you have time, going in there and just checking that out. Next slide.
Kathy, real quick, a couple questions I just want to interject. Some questions about clarification on girl delivery orders and the need to approve those orders. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Thank you. So I didn't add that. Okay, so yes, thank you for asking that. So when an order is put in online, so let's say Wendy's daughter sends me an invitation, and then I purchase online, and I put all my information in as a customer, and I put my order in, and I say, yes, Wendy, I want your daughter to deliver those cookies to me. Wendy needs to go into the ABC Smart Cookie system, and she'll need to look at all the orders that were placed online for girl delivered. This is only pertaining to girl delivered. Direct ship will automatically go, nothing needs to be done. But with any orders placed online as girl delivered, Wendy would need to go in and say, oh, Kathy, yes, I know who that is. I'll approve that order. So these orders have to be approved. It's one more safety measure in place for you as a parent / troop leader / cookie captain, because I know you have multiple of those roles. So it's one more layer of safety for you to know who is ordering from your daughter and who you'll be delivering to. So those orders have to be approved by the parent. And so obviously the email address that they have set up when they set up the cookies in the ABC Smart Cookie system. And there are 5 days for that order to be approved. You have 5 days in the ABC Smart Cookie system. That order will live there for 5 days. After 5 business days, that order will delete it. What's going to happen is ABC is going to say, oh, well, Wendy didn't like Kathy or didn't want to order from Kathy, didn't want to deliver to her, whatever it might be. And that order will be deleted and it cannot be found. So if you don't approve those orders within 5 days, that order will be deleted. So if it was a customer that you really did want to deliver to, but you just didn't get that order approved in time, you'll have to unfortunately have the customer reorder. Does that answer that question?
I think that takes care of it, Kathy. Thank you. And then there's one other question regarding credit card fees. Could you speak to credit card fees as well?
Sure. So the credit card fees, there are no credit card fees that you have to pay when you're using the credit card feature in the ABC Smart Cookie system. So the council pays for those fees. So there are no fees for you to have to pay, unlike Venmo or any of those other things where you have to pay a fraction or a percentage of transactions. Anytime you're using the credit card system, if you're setting up to take payments in ABC Smart Cookies, I'm not going to dive any deeper into that. We're going to get into that at a different time. But anytime you're using the payment, you're taking payments through the ABC Smart Cookie system, you will not pay fees on those credit card transactions. Any other questions?
I think that's it for right now, Kathy. Thank you.
Okay. All right, cookie booths is another great way for troops to sell cookies. So we said the online, of course, we're online selling. We've said the door-to-door selling. We've also have the cookie booths. Cookie booths, people think traditionally cookie booths are the Pick and Saves and, you know, the Piggly Wigglies, the Centuries, all these places that they see troops week after week. But a cookie booth can really be just about anywhere. So there's council secured cookie booths, and those are what I'm just saying, the Sam's Clubs and the Piggly Wigglies, the Walmarts, Pick and Saves, those are all considered council secured booths. Those are booths that the council has pre-set up, pre-arranged with stores. And those are council secured booths. There's nothing a troop has to do except for to go into the ABC Smart Cookie system and either book one of these in a lottery, which I'm not going to get into now. We'll get into that another time. But you'll go into the ABC Smart Cookie system and either try to reserve one of those through the lottery or in the first come first serve booths that we do. So those are really very simple. The only thing you have to do is sign up for the shift, get an email that you got the shift for the council secured booth, and then show up at the booth. But another which has become a very popular way for selling cookies is what's called a virtual booth. A virtual booth is really just about anywhere that you can possibly think of that you can sell cookies. Last year we had some folks in the church parking lot because it was on 60th in Oklahoma and it was a high traffic area. And what they did is they just kind of set up a booth right in the parking lot and let people come in and buy cookies. So that can be done just about anywhere. It could be a lemonade stand in front of your house. It could be the corner store. It could be a laundromat. It could be anywhere. But the virtual booth part of it is brilliant because this is something that you as a troop leader would create in ABC Smart Cookies. So you would set up this virtual booth, and again, we'll have more tutorials on this later on. You'll set up a virtual booth. You'll say that you're gonna, start this booth on, March 1st, but you're really not going to deliver cookies until, let's say, March 15th. You create this virtual booth in the ABC Smart Cookie system. And then there'll be a link that you can send out to just about anyone, anywhere that says, "Hey, order cookies from us. We'll be delivering March 15th." So you'll be able to go ahead, set up this booth. It's kind of in the ABC Smart Cookie system. You'll set up the booth. You'll take orders the entire time the booth is open. So let's say 15 days or so, you wanted to keep that open. You'll take orders. All these folks will know March 15th is the day that they're going to go and pick up the cookies. So your physical location, you'll be at that physical location, that link will still be valid. And then you can take orders from folks just coming right through your booth that notice that you have cookies. So it's a great way for you to be able to have a presence in the community, to set up and sell just like you would at a Pick and Save or a Walmart, but you can take orders, pre-orders from the ABC Smart Cookie system, as well as taking orders from the general public. So again, I'm not going to get too much more into the virtual booths because I probably got too far already, but we'll have more tutorials for you to watch, and then of course questions when we get down that road. Are there any more questions?
Not right now, Kathy.
Okay, next slide. And then Cookie Share is a way for customers to participate and support your Girl Scout by ordering cookies, but not actually receiving the cookies. So I myself, I often do Cookie Share. So I'll tell them, you know, I'll give the Girl Scouts $20 and I'll say, just add it to your Cookie Share. So I never actually take the cookies. So these cookies are purchased in the mindset that you are going to, at the end of the sale, distribute cookies out to various, you know, community centers or homeless shelters or whatnot throughout southeastern Wisconsin. So Cookie Shares are done in two ways. The first portion of this is on the order card. So there's a section for Cookie Share. So folks are taking, you know, you have the order card out and you're taking orders, and you know, your next door neighbor says, I can't eat the cookies, but I really want to support the girl. They can put Cookie Share in that little box on the Cookie Share on the order form, and then of course pay for the cookies. You as the troop will not receive those cookies. Those cookies will go into the Cookie Share that we have at the council, and the council will donate those cookies at, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry everybody, I got a major crisis here. So those cookies will go through and be donated at the end of the sale by the council. And then, so once that order is shared, that order card portion is done, there's another part. So at Cookie Boost, folks can do Cookie Share like I do. So when you see the troops, the folks can say, I don't want the cookies, but here's $20 to support. You can gather up all those Cookie Share donations at the end of the sale, and as the troop, decide where you want to support those you know, the different causes. So I'm going to pass it back over to Wendy right now so she can take that.
The theme for this year's sale is Go Bright Ahead. Every year there's a theme and a different mascot. The mascot, as you can see, is a dolphin. So all of the cookie rewards that the girls can earn kind of are dolphin themed, kind of fun. And then it's actually a fun way too during the virtual cookie rally, which we're going to talk about. But you can kind of learn more about dolphins, and it's just kind of a fun way to get the girls more engaged. And Go Bright Ahead, I mean, it's just something exciting to tell the girls to do. So just wanted to point that out. So I'm going to talk about the rewards and the proceeds right now. Troop proceeds are what the troop earns per box sold of cookies. So as you can see at the bottom, it's based on a per girl selling average. The per girl selling average is determined by taking the total number of packages that the troop has ordered and dividing by the number of girls that are selling. Just so in case that freaks anybody out, Smart Cookies does the math for you, and it's on your dashboard every time you log in. But I just want to point out, notice how it goes from 70 cents a box, 85 cents, or $1. If you're right at that cusp, so let's say I put in my initial order and my per girl selling average is 124 or even 125. I want to do everything I can to get that to 126, because to earn 15 more cents per package sold is huge. It's usually the difference of like literally a couple $100 when it moves your whole order. So make sure you're looking at your per girl selling average. The other thing I want to talk about proceeds is troop. It doesn't matter that my daughter sold 2 boxes and Kathy's daughter sold 100 boxes. If we're using the troop proceeds to take a trip or whatever, it's equal between the troop. You can't divide out and like keep track of who sold what. It's troop property. And this is another thing great for goal setting and organization and planning. Ask your girls, like, what are we going to do with our money? What do we want to use our troop proceeds on? And have them kind of try to figure out, hey, if we each sold X amount, we would earn this much money, and then we would have that much money to do X, Y, Z. So that's a perfect way to start goal setting. And just to put it in perspective, the average troop earns over $1,000. We have huge troop, not heavy hitting troops that do a lot of cookie booths and have older girls that are really have their eye on the prize that earn in the $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 range. So if your troop really wants to earn money, now is the chance, but it's kind of fun to get the girls involved to see how much you can earn. Next slide. As opposed to troop proceeds, the cookie rewards are what the girls earn individually. So now, because my daughter sold 2 boxes and Kathy's daughter sold 100, she gets more than what my daughter is. So that's how that equals out. The rewards are cumulative. Cumulative means that they get something at each level up until what they sold to. So if I sold 275, I get something at the 275 level and then something at every level underneath. So girls can earn a lot of fun stuff through the cookie rewards. There is a choice at each of the levels called on here it says PAC, which stands for Program Activity Credits. Program Activity Credits are basically Girl Scout credit that you can use here at GSYs. It can be used in the Resource Center if you want to go in and buy yourself a new sweatshirt, or if they want to buy uniform pieces for the next year, whatever. It can be used to register the girl for the following membership year. It could be used if your girl goes to camp. She can bundle all of her program activity credits and put that toward her camp fees. Any council events that we have, like the cookie rally I'm going to talk about, you could use program activity credits to pay for the cookie rally. So program activity credits are a cool way, if you don't want the actual items, to save money on doing some future adventures for the girl. I want to also mention that if you do have a girl that's like 2nd grade or older and thinks, I'd really like to do some like big travel down the road, you can start saving your program activity credits. There's a PAC saving form. They have to save it. Otherwise they do expire in a year and a half. But if you save them, you can save them from year to year. And just to put it in perspective, my daughter did she did the Europe trip, and she paid for 1/3 of her trip with all of her stashed cookie or program activity credits. So it's very much worth it if you have a little traveler on your hands that wants to do some big travel. And last, I'd like to mention, if you can see on the right side, the Cookie Goal Getter shirt, and I don't have mine on today, so I can't show you, but it is the coolest shirt, and where it says Cookie Goal Getter, it's like almost sparkly. It's very cool. That is the council goal t-shirt. So the council goal is to sell 200 packages. And since most of you are new, I'm sure some of you are like, 200 packages? Are you crazy? That's a lot. Just to put it in perspective, if you take the total council, what it sells, and divide by all the 10,000 girls that sell, our council average is 209 packages per girl. So 200, especially as a new seller, it's very attainable because everybody wants Girl Scout cookies. So girls that sell to 200 or more will automatically get this t-shirt. And I'm super excited. It's a great t-shirt, and I can't wait. I told the people, I'm like, I want to be ordering like 5,000 t-shirts. So girls and t-shirts are going to be everywhere. If you have any other questions on the rewards, on the back side of the reward sheet, it goes into a little more detail on some of those things, but it's kind of fun to earn all those things. And this is a great way for girls to set goals at the individual level. Next level, next slide. Inventory management. Kathy likes to tell everybody that you may be overwhelmed, but the bottom line to running the cookie sale for your troop is inventory management. If you can just keep track of who ordered what cookies and where the cookies are going, you've pretty much nailed it. It's not a difficult thing to do, but you do just have to keep track of everything that's coming in and out. Next slide. I want to go through the timeline quickly. This is printed in your Troop Cookie Captain Guide. We have 2 different cookie rallies. The first of all, on Sunday, January 29th, is the virtual cookie rally. That's a free rally. I would suggest that everybody does it. The girls really have a good time. There's different kinds of speakers. And then we'll have like a dolphin expert telling us about dolphins. There's like interactive games and stuff. It's just kind of a cool, it's a good time, a virtual cookie rally. And then on February 4th, we have the in-person cookie rally with the Milwaukee Admirals. This will be about my 5th Milwaukee Admirals cookie rally. And I can honestly say it's my favorite thing to do out of the whole year. It is fun, fun, fun. There are probably about 2,000 to 3,000 Girl Scouts there. So you really feel the Girl Scout energy. There's different booths and different things you can do before the game. The biggest, most popular is the dance parties. So we have a DJ and the girls can all get crazy and get fun. There's cookie taste testing. Then there's like goal setting games and just fun things. We have a giant wheel. You can spin the wheel and win a prize. That's a family event. So if you want to bring your family down there, it's a really good time. You can go with a troop or with a family or bring the families and the troops. It's fun. I want to go back with Kathy talked about the cookie captain being in ABC Smart Cookies. All cookie captains that filled out the cookie captain agreement form, which hopefully you already have. And if you haven't, you'll be hearing from us this week to say where you need to do that. You will get an email from ABC Smart Cookies, and the email is going to actually come from noreply@abcsmartcookies.com. You're going to get it on Tuesday, January 24th. Once you get it, you'll have access to your troops account in ABC Smart Cookies. The only thing you need to do at that point is just click on your troop roster and make sure that you have all the girls. Just so you know, girls that are not yet registered will not show up in Smart Cookies. So that's a good way for you to check, make sure that all the girls that are coming to your troop meetings have registered and they should all show up in Smart Cookies. That Friday, which is the 27th of January, all the girls will then get an email from noreply@ABC Smart Cookies, and that's for them to set up their online selling account that Kathy talked about. I will suggest strongly, strongly, strongly encourage your girls to do the online selling account. The more they do online, the easier it is for you, because like Kathy mentioned, all that money is paid online, and then you're not dealing with collecting cash and checks and taking it to the bank and all of that stuff. It just automatically is done for you. So everybody can get in on those 2 days. The girls can actually set their goals in Smart Cookies. They can add a video. Studies have shown if they add a little video with like a little song, they're probably going to sell more. They can add a picture. That's all optional stuff, or they can just do the basics. They can get ready to sell, but nothing really will go live until February 1st, which is the first day of the sale. So February 1st, which is a Wednesday, whatever you have set up in Smart Cookies, it's go day. So then the girls can start sending out those emails. You can copy and paste that link and put it on your Facebook page. If you have Facebook, you can put it in a text, you can do whatever. And then the customers can start ordering. Remember, they can do either direct ship or girl delivered. If they do the girl delivery, there's no fee, but you have to approve that, yes, I want to deliver to that person. Direct fit ship, there is that fee that we talked about. While you're selling then, that's when we do the cookie booth scheduling that Kathy talked about. There's 2 different phases to it, the lottery, and then there's first come, first serve. So on the 5th and 6th, troops can go in and choose up to 5 different cookie booths. And those are the council sponsored booths, Sam's Club, Walmart, Pick and Saves, all of that. So you look what's in your area, talk to your parents, see when you can get extra help if you want to do that. Let me add, because a lot of you are new, cookie booths are optional. If you don't want to do a cookie booth, you do not need to do a cookie booth. And sometimes like people think the cookie booth at Pick and Save is easy because we set it up. It might not be the best cookie booth for you. You might want to just do it at your school, or maybe your school's having a family fun night. You ask your principal, can I set up in the lobby? Do a cookie booth there, because then it's people, the girls know you're inside, it's a safe place. Not that the other ones aren't safe, but it can be sometimes a lot, especially for a daisy troop. You put in up to 5 lottery requests, and then on the 6th, ABC Smart Cookies will email out to whoever the primary cookie captain is saying, congratulations, you got this booth or that booth. You can only score up to 1 booth in the lottery. Some troops may not get any, because if you're thinking about it, we have a lot of troops in a very small location. So if you pick all the top most popular booths and everybody else does, you may not get a booth. So don't fret. because then on February 7th, it turns into first come, first serve. So once that happens, you can see here's all the available booths that weren't given out in the booth lottery, and whatever is open, you can start choosing one by one per day if you want to do extra booths. Like I said, it's an option, so talk to your girls and talk to your parents about it. And I want to throw in real quick, if you have a bigger troop, doing a cookie booth for 3 hours, you don't want to have 15 girls for 3 hours standing outside at a Walmart. They're going to spin right out of control. So what you want to do is schedule them for maybe, I would think, an hour max for daisies, to do an hour here and like have 4 girls at a time, then 4 girls at a time, and 4 girls at a time. And you always have to have 2 adults for safety reasons at a cookie booth. After you do all of that scheduling, then you're going to tell your girls, any girls that used an order card, I need to have your totals. I want to say, this is my biggest tip to people. Do not collect the order cards. Let the parents keep the order cards. All you need is a total by variety from each girl. Let them add it up. Let them figure out all the lines and crossouts and everything. They can just email you, I need this many caramels, I need this many mints, blah, blah, blah. If they did girl delivered online orders in their online account, they can easily bring up the totals by variety for that. They also need to give you that. You're going to add the order card and the online girl delivered total together, and that's what you're going to put in. All direct shipped is already counted toward the girl. Everything's done. The money's there. You don't have to do any of that. So the only thing you have to do by girl is get the order card totals and their online girl delivered orders. Put those together and put that in by February 15th. At midnight. So you're going to put in each girl's order by variety, and then the system is going to take that order and round it up to full cases. And then you're going to choose where you want to pick it up. There's about 15 different pickup sites throughout southeastern Wisconsin. You pick whatever's most convenient for you, and then you pick a time. And we got a well-oiled machine going on. And as long as there's no snow, it's really fun and easy. And you just come pick up your cookies. That happens on the 15th. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to stop selling, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, wait, I want more cookies, or, oh, my mom didn't have anybody ask her. Can I get some more? I will suggest, and you don't have to do this, you can order additional cookies right with that initial order. So once you have each girl's order in, there's a line at the bottom that says booth extras, booth/extras. You can order additional cookies through that. My suggestion is I always would order, when my daughter was selling, we would always get mints, caramel delights, and peanut butter patties. So those are the top 3 sellers, and get maybe 1 or 2 cases of each of them, because I guarantee when the girls are doing their deliveries, they're going to come back and say, oh my gosh, I just had 3 more people ask if we have any mints left. And then if you do, you can give those out, and the inventory management, that's where it keeps track. You're going to keep track that you just gave my daughter 1 more case of mints to sell, and then it'll add on to her total. So then you would go in and do a transfer. I'm kind of getting deep, but I just want to make sure you understand you can continue to sell after that January 15th deadline. If you didn't order enough in your initial order, because you don't believe me and you don't want to get stuck with cookies, and then you do have people coming back and say, wow, we need like 5 more cases of mints. What do we do now? That's when it turns into cupboards. You can pick up extra cookies at what's called a cookie cupboard. There are about 10, 15 cookie cupboards. Some are people's garages. The council offices are cookie cupboards. You will go in and put in what's called a planned order. And a planned order means it's additional cookies I need after the initial order. So after that February 15th date, then you put in everything as a planned order. Once you click planned order, all the cookie cupboards show up. You choose whichever one is closest to you. It'll show you what dates they're open. Boom, you click on that, and then you can pick up those additional cookies. Those then are transferred to your troop inventory, and you have to remember to transfer them to the girls that sold them so that the girls get credit for them. So we talked about the initial cookie pickup, which is the 22nd through the 27th. They're all different days. You can choose which day and which location works best for you. Once you put in your initial order, you'll be able to see where all the initial cookie orders are, or cookie pickups are. Council-sponsored cookie booths will happen every weekend in the month of March. Some of you may have your cookies as early as the 22nd. If you want to do a troop-sponsored booth earlier than that, you can. A lot of troops like to do, like Kathy said, almost like lemonade style, like if you live on a busy street, you can set up there and just do that. Make sure you're obeying the safety rules. So you really should have 2 adults and there should be more than 1 girl there. So you can do that. And then the council sponsored booths are there. The way that troops pay the council for cookies is through ACH. ACH stands for Automated Clearinghouse, which is basically means you will pay electronically to the council. You'll pay the council in 2 different dates. The first one is March 24th and the last one is April 14th. Whatever you owe the council will be divided in half, and that's how much the council will pull from your troop account on that day. So if you have girls that are using order cards and they're collecting money, they're collecting cash and checks need to be written out to your troop bank account because you need to put that money into the troop bank account so that the council can pull it and you're going to pay for the cookies. The troop proceeds, remember the money that the troop earns per box, that always remains in the troop account. So once you're done, you'll be able to see, oh, we owed the council $2,000. We earned $1,000. When you're all done, you should have $1,000 sitting in your troop bank account once everybody pays. Are there any questions on that? It's kind of a lot.
I'm trying to work through them. I think I've gotten most questions that have come in. Can you just talk a little bit more about inventory management and how what happens with cookies if, say, we have a bunch at the end, like what do we do?
That's
you try
a
to
great
help navigate
question.
that, Wendy? Thank you.
Yeah. Once, like I talked about, when you get the cookies from a cupboard, you're going to have them in your troop inventory, and then you need to divvy them out to the girls that sold them. Or if you do a cookie booth, let's say 4 girls did a cookie booth and you sold 100 boxes, each girl should get credit for selling 25 boxes. What you're going to do in Smart Cookies is called a troop to girl transfer. And what it does is it transfers the cookies from the troop inventory to the girl inventory. So then the girl gets credit for her recognitions. If you don't do that, the girl's only going to stay at her initial order. What was the other part of the question, Sarah? I'm sorry, I just blinked.
And I've already, sorry, I think just kind of managing that inventory and what happens with extra cookies at the end.
Cookies left over.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, remember I talked about when you put in each girl's order, the ABC Smart Cookies rounds it to full cases. So you're going to have a little bit of each cookie left. What you want to use those for is your cookie booths. You want to communicate that to your families and say, hey, this is what cookies we're sitting on after the thing, so help us sell them. And will you be able to sell them? You should be able to easily sell them because, like I said, when girls start to deliver, customers come out of the woodwork that forgot to order, so that's how you get rid of them. But if you are picking up from a cupboard later, my suggestion is order wisely because cookies are not returnable. So what you want to do, the name of the game is to run out of cookies at the very end. Like you want to be down to 0 and all the girls have credit and then you guys are golden. If you have more cookies than you think you're going to need, number one, if you made an ordering mistake and you're like, whoops, I ordered 100 extra cases or something like that, contact us immediately because we will be able to help you if it's a mistake. But the key is contact us ASAP. Don't talk to us in June when all of our cookies are gone. We can help you get rid of them. Number 2, we have an online cookie cupboard, which means I will post up there that I ordered 5 extra cases of mints and I can't get rid of them. Troops that are looking for extra mints can go to that cookie cupboard. They'll see that I live in Waukesha. We'll set up a meeting place. They'll take the cookies off my hand. I will transfer them from my troop account or my troop inventory to their troop inventory, and then they own them. So there are ways to get rid of extra cookies, but don't go crazy and order a ton because we do not accept returns. Does that make sense?
I think that answers that question. I don't think there's anything else specific at this. There's a lot of scattered questions, but nothing that's like one main theme.
And the last one I did to touch on, the TBD, is reward pickup. That usually takes place the last week of April, and that's what we're hoping it does. but we have not received confirmation from ABC that we'll be able to get all the rewards by that time. So we're kind of leaving the date out there. As soon as we know it, we'll start advertising it to you. And then you come in and you pick up all of your troops recognitions or rewards, and then you divvy those out to the girls. So that's pretty much the timeline in a nutshell. It's really pretty easy, and actually it's pretty fun. Next slide. So what you need to do right now, this is your checklist. If you have not yet done the Cookie Captain Agreement form, you need to do that. The email you put on that Cookie Captain Agreement form is the email that the no reply from at ABC Smart Cookies email is going to go to. And that email is how you're going to get into ABC Smart Cookies. So I have some people that may have registered with a different email and want to use a special email just for cookies. You can do that, but it needs to be on the Cookie Captain Agreement form because that's how we set up all of the user accounts. Number two, make sure all your Girl Scouts are registered, because remember, only registered Girl Scouts are going to get that email on Friday the 27th. You want to make sure that they're registered so that they get that now. So like, make sure, start asking everybody, making sure that they're registered. And if you're getting new girls joining now, try to get them registered now so that they can start out when everybody else starts out. The best thing to do now is to have a troop family cookie meeting. Like I said, new sellers got that full set of cookies of all the cookies, and then the other troops just got the shortbread. I'm sorry, the trefoils. But good way to do a taste test. Explain to parents the importance of doing like an online account and how they can collect the money that way, how they can do the different things with online selling, give them their dates. Like I would tell my parents, if the troop order has to be in by the 15th, I would tell my parents to have their order to me by the 14th, just to give yourself a little bit of date, a little bit of a safety net. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to watch your email from that email from no reply at ABC Smart Cookies, which is coming on the 24th. If you don't see it, first check your spam, and then number two, contact customer care, and we'll either re-trigger it or we'll send it right to you, but we'll get you in. And then number four, make sure that you are encouraging your Girl Scouts to do that online selling, because it just makes everybody's life a little bit easier. And then on February 1st, you might want to just send an encouraging email to everybody saying, hey, today's the first day, good luck, let's do it. And then remember, you want to gather those orders before the 15th so that you have everybody's total and you can put that in. I did want to mention March 31st is the date that you have to have all the transfers done by. So like I talked about, if you come and get cookies from a cookie cupboard, they're going to be in the the troop inventory, and they have to be transferred to the girl to give the girls credit. All those transfers have to be done by March 31st. And then you can do the recognition order and all the girls' totals will be correct. Next slide. I want to say thank you on behalf of the whole council and the cookie team. And some of you may be overwhelmed. I hope not all of you, but it sounds like a lot, but once you start doing it, it's actually pretty easy. And I think you're going to enjoy it. The funny part is we have a volunteer team of cookie people that support us, like support the council. Most of them have been doing this for 20+ years. So obviously cookies is fun. It can be a good time. So we hope you all enjoy it. And I just want to remind you, like, what you're doing for the girls, you're making a difference in the girls' lives. For those of you that have Girl Scouts selling, spending that daughter mom time is fun. It's enjoyable. I miss it. I miss it terribly. My daughter's now graduated and doing her own thing, but it's just a bonding time. She now looks at how important volunteering is. And I just want to tell you, like, selling cookies, what a difference selling cookies can make. It makes girls, it makes them proud. It makes them more outgoing. It gives them chances to go outside. It gives them all sorts of things to do. And like I talked about, that my daughter funded a third of her trip going to Europe. She's now in college and has been interviewing for internships. And she told me the biggest part of her interviews has been talking about Girl Scouts and what it means to her and what it means to the employers that she was a Girl Scout and how much she's learned. And of course, she nailed an awesome internship. And I blame it mostly on Girl Scouts. So I'm very proud to be a Girl Scout myself. And I hope you all are too. And I hope you enjoy going through the cookie season. But remember, if you do get flustered, you have this awesome team here to help you. Plus, there's lots of volunteers out that can help you also. Are there any other questions before we go?
A couple things. So, and I'll try to answer a couple versus. So first off, I apologize. I posted the incorrect link. I'm trying to look at lots of different things. So I will get the ACH
I
link.
saw
and-
that.
my apologies. And I will get that posted to you. And we can include that in an upcoming Cookie Connection, as well as we can also make sure it's posted in Rallyhood for you, that ACH link, because I know there were a couple volunteers that asked for that. The other thing, as far a couple of questions about where our council offices are located. So our main office is located in Milwaukee. It's at the 131 South 69th Street. And we have two other, one other main council office, which is down in Kenosha at Woodhaven. All of those locations and addresses, though, can be found on our website with the office hours. Some questions about the virtual rally. So the virtual rally, I would highly encourage you to register, because then that will allow you to get access to links even after the rally. So some questions about if it's being recorded or not, that would be the best way to go about that. And again, it is a free event, so would highly encourage that. And then Wendy, I'm going to direct the last theme to you as we wrap up, which is, what are recommendations for amount of cookies to order for a cookie booth?
The average cookie booth will sell 10 cases. So 10 cases is 120 boxes. But you have to be very careful, because if I do a cookie booth and it's that first 70-degree day of the year, I'm going to blow through those 10 cases like that. But unfortunately, Sarah did her cookie booth the week before and there was a blizzard. She might not even sell all those, then you're stuck with them. So we suggest 10 cases, but you have to be careful, like measure the foot traffic that you think is going to be there. For, like I talked about, if you're having a family fun day at your school, how busy is that going to be? How much do you think you're going to sell? Walmart sell the most, but you have to be outside and it's so weather dependent. It's kind of scary. So what I tell people is, schedule your booth and always have like a backup plan in case you can't sell them all. And remember, the name of the game is to sell out. So at the end of your booth, if you're down to if you already ran out of your lemons halfway through your booth, oh, well, you're just selling the rest without your lemons. So you want to be able to get rid of all your cookies. And then to figure out the mix of that 10 cases, I will leave it up to you, but look at what your mix is from what the girls ordered. I can tell you mince caramels and patties are like gold. Those three will sell pretty much anywhere. I like the Toast J cookie. I don't think I'd go with more than one case to a booth because you're probably not going to sell it. And then we talked about the gluten-free. I don't think taking gluten-free cookies to a cookie booth is wise because it's a specific type of customer that wants a gluten-free cookie. And then remember, the Raspberry Rally, you will not be able to take to a booth because you won't have the cookie. But I hope that answers that question.
I think with that, Wendy, we will wrap this up and we'll end the recording and we can go from there.
Awesome. Thank you guys all for joining us. And remember, we are here to help. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, send them our way and we are ready.